Hi everyone and welcome back to LL Sports TV. Hope you're all well. Just a quick video to advise you, if you didn't know already, that the proposed fight between Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn has now been signed. Yes, it's now been signed and agreed. The fight will take place on Saturday, April the 26th. We understand that the fight will take place at the Tottenham Hotspur football ground in North London. The fight will be promoted by none other than Turkey Alil Sheikh. It will be fought at a catch weight of 160 pounds, which is significant because Conor Benn is a career welterweight. Oh, actually, I think he might have started at light welterweight, but you know what I'm saying. He's been a welterweight for the majority of his career, whereas Chris Eubank Jr. has operated mainly at middleweight and super middleweight. So at 35 years old, he's coming back down to middleweight. So, yeah. What can I say about this fight? Chris Eubank Jr., he's what now, 35 years old. Conor Benn is 28. Chris Eubank Jr. last fought in, I think it was October last year, where he fought a pretty, I wouldn't say mediocre, but run-of-the-mill guy, Polish guy, Kamil Zamoreta. I think I might butcher that name. But he stopped him in seven rounds. I think he's now 34 wins and 3 losses in a 37-fight career. Conor Benn, he's what? 23 wins, 14 KOs, last fought in February 2024, beating the American Peter Dobson on points. It will be Conor Benn's first serious test since all the drug allegations came out. That was back in March 23. So that's what, nearly 2 years now. So this will be his first serious fight since then. Now this fight, Chris Eubank Jr. versus Conor Benn, it's been spoken about for quite a few years now. And it will be a massive attraction. I would imagine it'll be sold out. It'll be a pay-per-view. So in many ways, it's a natural. You got the famous sons of famous dads who themselves fought 2 high-profile grudge matches back in the 90s. I think Chris Eubank Jr. won the first one. I was at that fight, actually. I think that was in Birmingham. And then they fought another time as well. Is it Manchester? But yeah, I remember being at that first fight. At the time, that was a massive, massive deal. The 2 dads were bitter rivals. And like I said, they engaged in 2 bitter grudge matches that people still talk about to this day. Both of those guys were top-level fighters, both of them world champions. The 2 sons, high profile, yes, but then neither of them are as good as their dads was. But this fight is a kind of natural grudge match because the 2 sons don't like each other. They've been back and forth now for a number of years, saying various derogatory comments about each other. And so, yeah, it kind of makes sense for them to fight. Although, I've got to be honest, man, I've never been totally sold on this fight. I've always kind of regarded it as a bit of a cynical exploitation by promoters to make a quick buck. And I'll tell you why. Because, number one, the weight disparity that I spoke about earlier. Chris Eubank Jr., as I said before, is a career middleweight and super middleweight. And he's a big lad, you know what I mean? Conor Benn, by contrast, is a welterweight. So there's, 2, maybe 3 weight classes between them. And whereas Eubank Jr. has mixed at quite a high level, although he's never won the big fights in his weight class at those levels, Conor Benn has fought in nowhere near those levels. So not only is he significantly smaller, he's got significantly less experience. He's also coming off that the allegations of the drug use, which he contested bitterly, which dragged on for so long, which meant that he's been out the ring now for some time, and he needs to be getting his career back on track. But this is a very big fight in which to come back to, and I'm not sure how that will play out. I mean, we've all seen various footage of him in the gym, and I've got to admit, he does look good. The clips you see, he looks sharp, he looks explosive. He looks like he's got a lot of energy about him, a lot of testosterone going on there, for want of a better word. But yeah, so, you know, I can see why people would be attracted to this fight. But for me, it's, I do kind of regard it as a bit of a cynical exploitation by the promoters. I mean, there's no title on the line. It's just for last name bragging rights, really, isn't it? So some people may look at it as a bit of a meaningless fight, which is what I'm talking about. And Eubank Jr., let's be honest, man, I think he's seen better days. And it would appear that he's looking to cash out of the game by making as much money as possible while he's got a few fights left. I mean, it's pretty obvious that he's not pursuing the big names in the division. He's not looking to fight for world titles. He's been talking about this Conor Benn fight now for quite some time. His last fight was against Zamareta. I mean, so it would appear that his ambition at the top level is not what it once was. I mean, if you remember when Chris Eubank Jr. burst on the scene, he had that kind of look about him, that kind of mean kind of look, talked himself up, presented himself as that cold-faced killer. Not really seeing that anymore. A lot of the times you see Eubank Jr., you know, I mean, he's got the designer gear on, he's doing tours of his properties and saying how much money he's earned. You see him playing poker in casinos and that stuff. I'm not sure he's as hungry as he once was. In fact, I'm definitely sure he's not as hungry as he once was. But listen, all that being said, it will be a massive boxing event, not just in this country. It will be seen around the world. It's guaranteed to be a commercial success. And even though I've said what I've said, I guess I will be slightly hypocritical because I will definitely be watching the fight. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I won't give a prediction yet, but I will do so nearer the time. But I'd love to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments. Hey, are you excited about this fight? Will you watch it? Will you buy the pay-per-view? Will you stream it? But yeah, are you interested in this fight? Is it a massive fight for you? Is it the first big fight of the year, as it were? Well, it won't be, actually, no, because there's a couple of fights taking place in February, to say the least, that are big fights. But you know what I'm saying? Do you consider this a big fight? Will you watch it? You can also let me know your prediction. Who do you think will win and why? So yeah, I'm looking forward to you guys let me know in the comments, and I'll try and answer all of them. But yeah, are you excited for this fight? Let me know. But yeah, that's it for me. Thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate it. If you're new here, please like, share and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. See you soon. Take care.